Man, those like posts I'm putting up, like the carousel posts, easily take me 2 to 3 hours to make. Yeah. To like draft through and write all the content.
Yeah.
So I write the content into like almost like a blog. I think I'm going to start a blog and start putting it on the Evo website as well.
Cool.
But writing it into like a blog and then trying to refine it and get rid of like the extra fluff to like the most condensed version of it. And it just takes ages to try to get the wording right of the message that I'm trying to get across. So on and so forth. The reminder videos, they're super easy because I have a billion of those ideas. And as time has gone on, whenever I get an idea of it, I just write it down. But the carousel kind of posts, it takes a lot of work, but it's like real rewarding to put the ideas and thoughts that I have out there. Yeah. That's in all the stuff that I've been like consuming, all the books and anything like that. Thought leadership, that like phrase keeps coming up. And I was like, I like that phrase. That's what I'm trying to be. I want to be a thought leader. I want my thoughts to be out in the world. I don't know. I just want to share the stuff that's going on in my head.
Leadership.
Yeah. It's just
THOT leadership.
Yeah. Thought leader.
No, tell me. No,
yes.
Actually, tell me.
Yeah. Basically, it's just the idea of like spreading the thoughts that you have, like trying to communicate the shit that I got going on upstairs from all the books that I've been consuming, all the like I've turbocharged it. Man, I'm on like 65 books so far this year. I had the goal of the 52 books, so like that would be one book a week. Since July, I looked back at my Goodreads. For anyone who's listens to the podcast, get Goodreads and then add me on Goodreads. It's where you can like log all of your books that you've read. But you can also like read reviews of other books and see the ratings of other books. So whenever I come across something that I want to read, I can check Goodreads and see if it's actually worthwhile. If anything is under like 3.8 stars, I'm not reading it. Sorry, your book's shit. Like I don't want to put it in my brain.
That's tough.
So I do that. I can like scout through the books there, but then you also have friends, and then you can see all the books that your friends have read, and you can get inspiration from there, and so on and so forth. So anyone who listens to this, get Goodreads, start logging all your books. If you don't read books, start reading books so you can get Goodreads, so you can become friends with me, and I can start stealing your book ideas.
Yes.
Steal,
share.
Yeah, did the 52 books already. July is when it started ramping up, because you can see like I log when I start reading a book and then when I finished it. Books used to take me a week, 10 days, sometimes 2 weeks if it was a long one. And then kind of middle to end of July, I started going hard in it. And books, I was getting through them in like 2 days. And now I'm starting to get through books in like a day, which sounds really stupid. But when it's like the more books you read, the more common the ideas are throughout the books. And most books only have one or two core ideas that they're trying to communicate. And then the rest of it is kind of context and fluff. I think I've talked about that before. So once you have digested like the core topic of a book or the core idea, the rest of it is kind of just bolstering that. And you can kind of not skim through it because you still want to like be able to take it on board. But it's not that significant. And then the more books you've read, the more they're coming up. And you're just recognizing, okay, it's a little reminder of this common theme again. And it kind of bolsters that. That's why I like going through all the books, because it's like, okay, I've covered 10 books on a specific topic, and this same idea is coming up over and over and over again. And that repetition almost like burns it into your brain. It's like, do you know the way they like brand cattle and stuff? It's like that happens in your brain. It's like, okay, I've consumed the books that are like meant to be the frontier of this topic. These are like the most current ideas, like the best communication of what is important in this realm. And I've had it over and over and over again. Okay, it just becomes like part of your brain, part of your psyche. It's just something that you know to be true in your bones, and you don't question it going forward, as opposed to like coming across something one time and you think it's a good idea, but the more you're exposed to it, just the more it registers, I guess. So then when I'm experiencing that through all the books, it's like, okay, you are like, I don't want to say passively consuming it, but it's not like groundbreaking. It doesn't take all your attention, especially with audiobooks on the faster speed. Anyway, that's how I like
the 3 times speed.
Yeah, on
the 3 times speed that actually is inaudible. Is what's the word for like you can't comprehend, incomprehensible?
Oh, it's so fine. Like, is that I sent him a clip of something,
and I tried my best.
I was like, I know he's going to complain that this is too fast, but
I
it's
tried.
not too fast.
I tried. And then I even checked if WhatsApp could have a slowdown function. Because it can go 1.5 on the videos.
Yeah.
And the 2, yeah.
So on the library book like app that I have, where I can listen to audiobooks there, BorrowBox. I think I explained how you can get that before. So I don't know what episode it was in, but I'm not telling you how to do it again. Basically, sign up for a library. When you have a library card, sign up for BorrowBox, the apps, and then you can get books and audiobooks in there. You can only go up to 3 times speed on BorrowBox, whereas on Audible, you can go to 3.5 times speed.
You're not listening on 3.5.
100% am. I am. And it's going in. And then, since I have my building a second brain framework, when an idea pops out that's a good one, then you bing, bang, boom, pull up the building a second brain, go into the quick notes section or the mental RAM dump, and then you jot down the good idea that you came across. Yeah. And then when the book is done, then you go into ChatGPT and you use the framework to get all the hits from the books, the key takeaways and the lessons, and then you transfer that over to the book database and you're laughing. Okay? Mm-hmm. It's simple. Mm-hmm. It's a simple process, brother. It's a simple process. To distill, man, I feel like I'm downloading the wisdom of the universe. Like I'm just downloading it into my brain.
Yeah. Installing it.
Yeah, I wonder, will I get to a stage where I've read every book? I'm going to read 100 by the end of the year. 100%. I'm on like 60 something now, 65.
After 100, well, it's not just this year. You've been reading books before this year as well. Yeah. I wonder how difficult it will be to find books that you deem
are good.
Like I'm sure there's lots of good books, but like
worthwhile
topics that you feel are worth reading for you.
I've already become way more selective with stuff that I was reading. Like there's certain
no more samurais and stuff.
It actually isn't, because they're not like, it's grand to come across it initially. But I'm like, okay, I want actual return on investment for the time that I'm putting into it. It was good to be exposed to the ideas of Miyamoto
of
Musashi.
War. Yeah, of course. Of course.
Miyamoto. Sun Tzu, fucking Art of War. Like, it was good. I enjoyed it, but I want some more actionable stuff right now. And maybe when I've downloaded all the actionable stuff, then I can start exploring the fringes of Miyamoto Musashi. Yeah, anyway, I can't remember what I was fucking saying. Yeah, thought leadership. Anyway, I've got too many fucking thoughts up here.
Yeah.
And it was funny because when I was like being a fucking Zen Buddhist monk and not on social media and stuff, all these thoughts were just like rattling around my head. And now I have an outlet to, when I have a thought, I just get to like vomit it into a carousel and then post it. And people are loving it.
They are loving it.
Yeah.
Do you have many that you're looking forward to posting?
I just have so
and
many.
You're excited
they're just okay. So the way I've been doing it. Okay, so I've only been posting them for a week. What has happened the last few times is I'll post one. I've found myself getting, because there is like a lot of engagement that's happening on them, that I like want to check it frequently. So that's something that I do need to try create a system to stamp out, that I can kind of post and ghost a little bit, that I don't feel compelled to engage and check the notifications too frequently. What the fuck was the question? Oh, do I have ones that I want to post? So what I've been doing is when one goes up, I just get an idea like later that night of this would be another good one to chuck up. And for some reason, okay, this is not a good thing and I want to kind of stop this from happening. I've kind of been sleeping on average like 6 hours a night. I go to bed and then I wake up. I keep waking up at like 5:30 and 6, like naturally, not with an alarm or anything, like with an idea, like with something that I really want to do. Like, oh shit, I've such a good idea for a document that I want to make for the lifters in my coaching. Or I wake up with an idea of like, oh, this would be such a good post to make, or this would be such a good like system to create. And then I cannot fall back asleep. It's like there's something larger than me compelling me to act. And I just have to get up and open the laptop. And then I'll work through until like 1 p.m. and I won't eat because I'm like so focused on wanting to create this thing. And then I'll post it and then it's fine. And then I get the sweet relief and I can go about my day, eat, train, anything else that I have to do. And then I get gripped by another idea. So it's just, I don't know. It's been the case that stuff just keeps coming to me like little lightning bolts. Have you ever heard that, I was going to call it a theory. I don't know. I think theory is probably too advanced of a word to give it. But like that idea that ideas don't come up in your brain, that they're like floating around in the world and then they just like take you. They like hit you like a lightning bolt and they come into you. Like you're just the medium for the idea that's floating around. Yeah.
Feels like that, and your room
Yeah,
is
it
just
does
like
feel
this
like that.
tons
Yeah.
trapped in there. Yeah.
But then the more information that you're consuming, like books and whatnot, the more ideas that are coming, because there's just more stuff rattling around in the fringes of my brain.
Yeah.
More connections that can be made. While I'm
Yeah.
listening to books, I'm getting hit with ideas of stuff that I could do
Yeah.
and whatnot. Man, just read more books. If there's one thing that I could communicate in my life, just read books. Read books. You're on the books again.
Yeah. I'm
You're on the books.
again.
Tell me
Yeah.
about it. What are you reading?
Well,
What are you
I
doing?
just had this like picture of your brain has like so many thoughts being like forged as memories, but they are weak until they form connections. And it's like, because you're reading so much, it's like burring the connections between them. It's like you're constantly a thought away from connecting thoughts, and then when thoughts connect, it's like that's where that's like a spark, and you're like, oh my god, these two thoughts connect, and now I could make this. And it's like you're constantly a thought away because you're constantly engaging those thoughts. It's very, very fun. I'm doing this. Yeah, that's how it is. I'm back into books. I just decided to be back into books because you were so into books, and it's a good idea. While I'm not pursuing like a specific academic goal at this moment in time, so I finished an audiobook that I was like spanning loads of time with because I was just stopping. So I started another one, and then I'm gonna finish this physical book that I stopped reading ages ago, and then someone got me books for my birthday, so I'm gonna read those. And
What are the books? Tell me about them.
Good question. One is called Nudge.
Oh,
Have you read that?
Is that by Chip something or other?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll send you a picture later. It's supposed to be good. I haven't opened it. And then the other one is Carl Rogers. Delving into therapy ideas.
Yeah. Have you gained much insight or thought-provoking?
As in, I
ideas?
haven't. No.
What are the ones you just finished?
I just finished. And how does that make you feel? It was psychotherapists like experience being a psychotherapist, and he used a bunch of example anonymized cases, but how they made him feel. And then he used this like kind of framework of all the kind of responses your brain has, from like escapist to protector to anxiety to biology, and like he would like, I'm sure it was fun to read physically, but he obviously speaking them would say biology, I need to piss or whatever, just random things like that. But then the actual response of like when someone says something, alarming to you, and like all the things that his brain will go through, humanizing, I guess, the psychotherapist, because I guess a benefit to being a psychotherapist or seeing a psychotherapist is, though your friends and family can have all this love for you, they are still like a relevant party, whereas the job of a psychotherapist is to be an irrelevant party. It's like their life is not part of your bubble. Besides the fact that they're a psychotherapist, but we're always, when we're talking, we're merging our bubbles.
Sharing.
We're using our own perspective to understand the other person, whereas a psychotherapist is to like, it actually doesn't matter what's going on. Yeah, a very neutral party. So that can probably feel to some people as though it's too removed, whereas like, no, they care. And they care a lot sometimes, and too much sometimes. And that's like a big balancing act to do as a therapist, because he was talking about all the feelings that arose from, I think I like this person too much, to I'm now disliking this person because of what they just told me, and all the feelings in between. It was very interesting.
That is really interesting.
It was quite fun, because one day I just went on a deep dive of, okay, I just want to like hear from some psychotherapists, and I'm going to like be talking to people now soon and set up some meetings and calls, whatever, but just read some stuff.
I like that.
Yeah. And then I think the book I just started, I actually can't remember what it's called, but I think it's called Why Did No One Ever Tell Me This?
I have that on my wish list.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't come across it yet. Or like,
that screenshot I sent you is from that, and it's actually, it's not, I didn't read enough on it, but it's more actually giving like breakdowns, actionable or applicable to breakdowns of thoughts and experiences that she basically said she'll see a lot of clients. She's a psychotherapist or a clinical psych who often say like, oh, why did no one ever tell me this? It's like they actually just want to know how to think about things. It's like they don't even want to be there for long, and so long as she gives them like these ideas and like a science breakdown of things, they're like, oh, that makes so much sense. I'm not fucked up. I'm
not crazy.
Everybody thinks these things. So yeah, just breaking them all down. It's fun.
I like that. That line that you just said there about like, I'm not crazy, everyone thinks these things.
Yeah.
From the posts that I've put up, I've had so much feedback about
similar.
that. Yeah. Nice. About like, oh my God, this is so helpful that like I'm not the only one thinking these thoughts.
Yeah.
for me, that was almost so surprising because I was like, I thought everyone knew everyone has these thoughts. I thought it was like a no-brainer. That's why I posted it. I had a post, I posted
So everybody
it.
would relate.
Yeah, I was like, I know everyone can relate to this.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Like the one about like how I nearly quit powerlifting.
Yeah.
That got like a ton of people being like, oh, this is so helpful. I was a little bit surprised that like, I don't know, people felt isolated in that idea. Yeah. We all like experience the same things. I don't know. That stood out though, that like, oh, I'm not crazy. Other people feel this too. Yeah, but other people are probably feeling like exactly what you're feeling a lot of the time. Like so many people have gone through the same experiences that you're going through.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And I wonder, do many people think, given that, do many people think, say, that you or me would not be feeling those difficult things?
I think that's maybe part and parcel with like social media being so curated and people want to only show a particular side of themselves. But like, I didn't even think that post was particularly vulnerable or anything. I thought it was a given. So I'm just going to keep leaning into that. Like, I think it's...
Lean into honesty and...
transparency, authenticity, that kind of idea.
Authenticity, not hiding the things that you do think and feel, I guess. And I think then it's helpful for people to read because it normalizes what they're feeling and brings it back down to
a common universal experience. And that's obviously something we've talked about a lot. Say after like Sheffield, that was a very relevant time where we had interacted with a lot of people like as us two together. And that value in like vulnerability, I guess is the word that comes to mind, but it doesn't even feel like it's being that vulnerable. It just feels like
real.
Just authenticity and just not trying to be something that you aren't. Not trying to give, and I guess that's what I talked about in the post of like trying to give this image or portrayal of yourself that isn't necessarily real. Like you're kind of trying to fight reality to uphold this perfect like persona, as opposed to when you just actually deal in reality that you aren't perfect and people make mistakes and just speak what you're feeling. Just identify what you're feeling. Speak it. Speak the truth.
There's a freeing thing to do. I think it makes it easier for you to deal with and confront and face what you're feeling. And not minimizes it, but brings it back down to what it actually is. I wonder what is, can you like speak on the idea of relating to people? Like before you realize that other people feel these things, or when you feel as though someone else is feeling what you're feeling, what does that do for you even?
Okay, this is an interesting topic, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to answer your question in this.
Go for it.
But I think we talked about it before with a C-Bum podcast on Modern Wisdom, where he was being like vulnerable and talking about having these doubts. And I do remember when I heard it from him about that like champion mindset and you have to like hustle, grind, kill. But he was like, I can't relate to that at all. I fear failure all the time. And then he said in his most recent Olympias that he wanted to just prioritize enjoying the process. And I do remember when I first came across that I was like, oh my God, like I can relate to him. He's so successful and he has the same fears that I do. Like, I'm not crazy, I guess. Why did no one ever tell me this before? I came across another clip from, it was a UFC fighter who was a champion, and he was expressing the same thing, how he would like vomit in the like warm-up area before he had to go out for a fight because he'd be so nervous. Things like that. And maybe it's just because I've come across enough people who are like more successful than me that I'm like, okay, they experience it. I experience it. I just believe everyone experiences it. Not like obviously to varying degrees and whatnot, but like everyone is susceptible to it. No one is like impervious to that. You can try give the Michael Jordan like persona of like whatever, you never even consider failure, like Mamba mentality, Kobe, all that kind of shit. But I believe like everyone goes through those doubts and fear of failure, but maybe it actually only is through seeing people be vulnerable about that and admitting it. But maybe I've seen enough of it that it has become normalized for me, but there's other people who haven't seen enough of it to become normalized for them. So then perpetuating that gives that relatability. And then this is kind of your question of like what actually happens when you see that. What is it? It just makes us feel like part of a tribe. We don't feel as like ostracized or like strange or abnormal or like apart from the crowd, or that there's something particularly wrong with us.
Yeah, you don't feel like it's an egocentric issue. It's more general, and so you are not the weak one.
Yeah.
You're not more vulnerable or doing something wrong or thinking wrong.
Yeah.
And that it is okay. And then especially when you see someone succeeding despite it, it's like, okay, even people who you might look up to or admire, it's not like an Achilles heel. Like, I wonder, there's some things you said there, like say the Michael Jordan stuff, and it's like, I thought of the thing I sent you last night, even the specific one I used last night of the all or nothing thinking, just helps you. Well, I was basically saying that, sorry, I'm like mixing conversations we've already had and not explaining them. Basically, the idea was that when you have these all or nothing thinking, like, okay, if I'm not PBing, I'm doing shit.
Yeah.
It's like one or the other.
Yeah.
When everything in life exists in more this grey area of nuanced area that we've come to understand very well, and we almost don't speak in all or nothings ever. But when you do use these all or nothings, I think it's to protect you from the uncertainty as to why. And figuring out why often causes frustration when you don't have the answer. And so until you have an answer, it's easier to have an answer of you are shit or you're amazing. It's one or the other. Then at least then you can latch on to certainty. And so uncertainty often yields these negative feelings. And maybe that goes to explain a lot of what we're saying. But it's like, say, Michael Jordan, Kobe, it was an all or nothing, because they were very, very, very explicitly and openly all or nothing on their sport. And they so happened to be the people who were uber successful by being all or nothing. But I bet
how many more people
are all or nothing, and so they're considering themselves absolutely worthless because they're not Michael Jordan. And then I would love to hear an insight into like how then Jordan dealt with things that were unavoidable. It's like, was he just, okay, I didn't do this, so I'm an awful person. So I'm an awful person, and maybe he just so happened to survive that thinking because it worked with basketball somehow.
Yeah, this is a fascinating idea.
But it obviously, I think just it serves to protect you from that realm of uncertainty between why wasn't I as good? Oh, because I did fucking shit today. It's like, no, there's loads of reasons why that wasn't as good. But then maybe protecting from uncertainty. And so when you gain some insight into other people's feelings and why you might feel that way, it brings the uncertainty down a little bit.
Yeah, it's a fascinating topic to explore. And then to bring it back to books again, baby. It helps. I don't know what it is about the medium of a book. We talked about it, where it just feels like the information in there is like higher quality. If someone's in a book, like I just feel more inclined to like
believe
it. Something about the medium of information. So when you come across stuff like that, where someone is touching on these universal truths of like human behavior and like how we all feel these similar things, I'm like, yeah, it's in a book. Like if they put this in a book, which is like eternalized, that's like a truth. That's a core truth of the universe. Someone wrote that down and it's not only in that book, but it's in 5 other books that are again at the front of whatever this kind of idea or topic is. Man, I'm taking that as gospel. So hearing from people who are perceived, perhaps I was going to say more successful, but how do you determine success? Perceived as someone you look up to.
Yeah, someone you look up to.
Yeah, expressing these things, being vulnerable, showing what they're actually thinking and feeling, reading it in books.
Man, that's interesting. What is a successful person?
Yeah,
here we go. Because obviously C-Bum ticks that box.
Yeah.
And honestly, so does Chris Wilson.
Yeah.
Both Chris's exuberate that kind of success in my eyes. And I have more like general things, I guess. More general parameters.
I'm gonna... Another thought, while we're still on that, about the vulnerability.
Yeah.
This was really fascinating, and I think they were talking about it in that episode, the Modern Wisdom episode, of it's seen as admirable when C-Bum talks about vulnerability and feeling failure and breaking down and crying and things of that nature, because he's seen as successful, because he is the epitome of like masculinity and he's so jacked and he's this and that. So when he's expressing these more vulnerable traits or softer side, it's seen as like I'm going to use the word attractive. Obviously it's not, I don't mean it in the sense of fucking he's hot. I mean as in it like draws you to him. It's like a positive thing. Whereas if someone who is perhaps not as quote unquote successful, or they haven't seen, success is the word that comes to mind, although I know how subjective that is, who is being vulnerable and like showing this side of themselves, it's not seen as like a good thing. It's not seen as positive. If it's just someone who's like moping or moaning or whinging or crying or breaking down or whatever, it's seen as a great thing and an admirable thing when it's someone who's strong being vulnerable. But someone who's weak being vulnerable is not as attractive or positive. Why is that?
That's twofold. I think two things come to mind. One is the unfortunate bias towards attractive people, that we're always going to perceive acts or behaviors by attractive people in a more positive light than people who you don't herald as attractive. I obviously see them physically attractive, but also like socially, status wise, sport wise, everything like that. So even you could be just gorgeous, but let's say in this case the parameters of, you know, someone who's high just status, moping or the opposite, moping, low status, kind of doing success and nothing, doing nothing. So unfortunately, when we're like ranking those people socially, the general society is like, you know, that whatever that person's doing is probably less admirable. But then there's probably a lot more to that, and we can get into more to it. But the other side of things, I think, is even in my own brain, is I would look more towards sebum. Maybe it's less me. Let's stick to the general. I think it's because I need to choose the right words. He is crying in the face of valiant efforts forward. Like, so long as someone, yes, he has reached the top of the mountain, but even people who have not reached the top but are still striving forward and following values that I feel like meet my kind of moral compass, that are values that I connect with, and they are like passionately moving forward and they're struggling. It's like, yeah, I get it. Whereas it's harder to like empathize with someone when they are going the opposite direction. Now, I've come to empathize with people going in the opposite direction because I like frame everything they're going through in life, even if they are perpetuating the negative, as like they've got here. So like something has got them here. And the way they view the world is like a little bit dark and a little bit corrupted compared to how someone who is managing to push through it. But on like a more stepped back view, I can see that happening. I could see okay, well, at least the person who is struggling, like Sebum, mentally with a situation or opening up and being vulnerable is like, they're doing it and still they're loving, and still they're passionate, and still they're compassionate to other people, and still they're bringing positivity to other people's lives. You know what I mean?
I like that. Yeah. You made me think of something as you were going through, say, being like compassionate and understanding of people who are going in the other direction, as you said.
Yeah.
It made me think of the whole nature versus nurture debate. And I think we have talked about this before. We explored this talking with my mum. Explore that. Talk to me, Mr. Psychology Man. Nature versus nurture. What do you think? Is there one that is more significant than the other? What do you think has a bigger role to play?
Okay. This is like first year psych. This is like the ideas that they're introducing us to, almost to teach us how to be nuanced and not black and white, because through learning about these things, we then understood that it could never just be one thing making someone a certain way. I think, to be honest, biology might be overdone a little bit.
As in too much weight is given to that.
Sometimes some people will often say, well, this is just how I am.
The way I'm wired. Like,
it's like, no, it's like you're wiring yourself that way. Sorry, that's too harsh, because life has been wiring you this way as well. But if you tell yourself this is the way I'm wired, then you're wiring that thought. So yes, there are biological kind of predispositions that might make someone more or less likely to experience something, or, you know, it's probably less common than people think for there to be an abnormal hormonal, endocrinal, or neurological reaction to an experience that over time would have you develop certain neurological and biological reactions that other people don't have. I think that's probably less common than people think. in general, brains are kind of all the same until you get to the opposite ends of the like normal distribution of any one or multiple like neurological characteristics. Obviously, then you can get into like developmental disorders or disorders that occur, before or during or after birth that have caused an abnormality or atypical development in the brain that, then biology is absolutely at play here, where that is a nature thing. And then obviously on the other side of nature, there's kind of two more things on nature. One is these things that kind of not dictate, but influence our behaviors or our instinctual that aren't thought through. But then as you develop and are nurtured, you then gain control over these instincts and reactions and stuff like that in your body. Like hunger, emotion, all those things that are kind of lower level brain processes. And then as your, like say your frontal and prefrontal cortex develops and you gain control and inhibitory control and your like higher executive functions, you're now an adult and you can dictate these biological things. But then one last strong point for biology is a lot of twin studies where twins separated at birth end up having very similar psychological characteristics, which is strange. That's hard to explain when, they both have the same color eyes, they're the same height and stuff like that. But why do they both really love this thing? And why do they both? That's difficult to explain. And so that gives weight to, it doesn't explain fully, but it gives weight to perhaps there are some wirings in their brain makeup that allows for certain experiences to have a different impact on them than others. And so maybe then, obviously you have to think like, if they're growing up in the same country, then maybe the TV shows they watched maybe around the same time, maybe, and so on. There's ways to break it down, but there's definitely some biological attribute at play.
I want to cut you across.
Hit me.
This is amazing.
What?
I love hearing you talk about this. This is amazing. Yeah, keep going.
Okay, well,
and you're in the flow. That was incredible.
That was flow. That was fun. Yeah. Well, that's like my thoughts on biology on the surface level. But then nurture makes up everything else. And so I probably touched on it there, and I remember finding these thoughts. So as I grew through my undergrad degree, I was learning all these thoughts that were quite separate. And like the good lecturers would connect them for you, but until you connect them, they're not as strong, that connection. And I found myself making these like major connections across multiple modules at the same time, from like neuropsychology and biopsychology, and learning where these things are happening in the brain, and then subsequently in behavioral neuro, my master's. But then in other things, like what else would connect them? Kind of like more higher level, abstract, like advanced cognition modules. So not just like what our brain does, but like executive functions of the brain, like the metacognitions, the cognitions above your cognitions. How does your brain organize everything else that it does? Your brain's manager, or your air traffic control of your brain. And we're saying that's in your prefrontal cortex. We're saying that's developed as you get older. And it all started to make sense to me when I realized, babies and kids don't have it developed yet. And so their behaviors and their ability to control their behaviors is pretty poor. Aging adults, like very elderly adults, as their brain degenerates just naturally or sped up through disorders or diseases, they lose their ability to inhibitory control. And you can see that they can't dictate or control as much of their behaviors. Some developmental disorders have atypical activity, neurological activity in those regions of the brain, and they might have difficulty, say, with inhibitory control, specifically towards attention. Maybe ADHD is a good example, where it can be a challenge to inhibit your brain attending to things that you don't want to attend to, be it thoughts or ideas or actual stimuli in the environment. And then drugs and alcohol inhibit the function of the prefrontal cortex, and so then you also notice your inhibitory control comes down. I'm using inhibitory control. There's other functions, there's other executive functions, but for the most part, that's the one I'm using. Animals don't have a prefrontal cortex. They can't control what their brain wants to do. It just does. Sully, inside my dog, will hump his bed like to infinity and oblivion.
That's conditioned behavior. He's copying you.
Yeah. Well, he does it pretty well, doesn't he? So, but he doesn't have prefrontal cortex, and so whatever his brain just like begins to do, it will just pursue, because there's nothing stopping it. There's no consideration. And then finally just throw in there like any damage to the prefrontal cortex might see reduced inhibitory control. So there are like biological functions that we mentioned 5 minutes ago, or I mentioned, that your brain is going to give you signals that you should attend to or aim towards, or give attention to, like hunger, sleep, like that, libido, desires, anything, or even just like response to stimuli, like frustration. Let's say someone says something, and as you get older, you learn to control those things, and you also learn to like regulate your emotions. And then all the list I just gave inhibits the ability to do those things. So without those things, your nurture, and by nurture what we mean is just like, of course it's parents nurture you as you grow up, but then the people influencing your kind of nurturing expands, teachers, and then also peers, and then also peers' parents, and then also the people you meet when you go out to the shops for the first time. And then as you get older, this web gets so complex. And so it's undeniable the influence that nurturing will have on your ability to perceive life, and then also like how you're taught and how you learn through experience to, like that example of like controlling and using inhibitory control and regulating your emotions. So it's nurture on top of your biological makeup. Your biology is like the ingredients, and nurturing is like how you learn to cook with them, kind of, maybe.
Speaking of cooking,
yeah,
you've just been cooking for the last however many minutes. Man, oh, that was brilliant. I feel like I got a master's myself. Just listen to that one.
Yeah, I'll give you a master's.
Yeah. That was amazing.
So what do you think?
I agree with everything you said.
Yeah, we have the exact same thoughts. Everything you said I was going to say.
I would say that I've heard, I don't know what the name for it is, but say the concept of how your brain is like wired a particular way, and you are like predisposed to having certain patterns and beliefs and things of that nature, doesn't vibe with me. I don't love that. I don't love that idea. Just through all my experiences in life, just doesn't seem that applicable or appropriate. The nurture side of things, where you can control, like the idea that you can shape your beliefs somewhat. Now, obviously, there has to be something that can trigger that, something that can trigger the belief that you can then shape your beliefs. But I do believe in that idea, that you can kind of choose the thoughts that you have on a regular basis. The thoughts that you have on a regular basis kind of become ingrained in the beliefs that you have, which then influences your actions, which then influences kind of the life around you that you live, which then kind of feeds into those thoughts even more, and then those beliefs even more, and you can kind of like shape what's going on in your brain. That's something that seems true to me. That seems like it resonates more. I've identified more of that within my life, and it's more empowering to me, that idea that we can control that. The idea that it's all like predetermined based on like nature just doesn't sit well with me.
Beliefs being predetermined sounds like a gross oversimplification of the influence that your biology
that you can enact on the world around you. Like that's the belief that I have, is at any point in life you can change your circumstances and things you're thinking and so on. Whereas it's just the way I am kind of philosophy. Kind of seems like you're releasing that power that you have. Kind of feels like you're giving that up, like your locus of control. It's like putting that external locus of control, something beyond me predetermined that I was going to be this way, that I'm entrepreneurial, or I'm bad at maths, or I'm this, or I'm that, whatever. I much prefer the idea that we can take that like internal locus of control and shape what our brain is doing up there through the thoughts that we have consistently, shape that into the beliefs, and shape the world around us through that.
Agreed.
He heard you were saying that he's a shag in the bed. Like,
he
came out as soon as you said that. Like, he
was like, who's saying that? That wasn't me. I wonder how much gets stored to his memory. Like, he obviously has conditioning, but like, does he know he was at the bed earlier, or is he just living in the present?
Living in the moment, like.
Yeah, he's like, what bed? That's a big topic. That's a big topic on the level to which people can control what's going on with them, and yeah, I think it would be probably relieving too much control to say that that's just the way I am for literally everything, especially without giving it a go. Like, there's a chance that, you know, because in that critical, like, growing up period, you weren't taught maths excellently and you didn't like it, or you couldn't focus, that it could be really difficult to learn now. That's possible. But were you know, born in a way that means you can't pursue the things you want to pursue right now? No, you weren't. And then even, I think good examples against that are, like, even people with, like, atypical neurological makeups or atypical development smash things out of the park. Like, it's not like even if you say, oh well, this currently is just the way I am, it's like, yeah, that's the way you've got to right now. Like, it doesn't mean it's
change that. Like,
you can change that. Neurons that fire together wire together.
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
You know, get them firing.
Yeah.
I like
that.
Start at small steps. Yeah, right now you can't do something because up to this point you haven't been able to. But there's a way to get to everything.
Which is then worth exploring, that, like, as you were saying earlier on in life. I wonder how much of it comes back to, like, our earliest experiences in life when you are a child, like what you are conditioned with around you, how much of an impact that has, early adolescence, things of that nature. Like, does that have a disproportionate impact on the way that we act, and it causes those neurons to fire together and wire together, and then that's just the way I am? You are technically wired that way through the experiences that you've had, but the idea of neuroplasticity, that it is changeable, it's not fixed indefinitely. How much of a role does, like, early life have on that? Kind of, as we talked about this a few times, like, with people that we've had on the podcast, like Listis and Nonso and Nate, that they were all instilled with this belief when they were really young that they could do whatever it was that they put their mind to. And I'm sure there's plenty of people who grew up not instilled with that belief for whatever reason, through experiences that they had in early childhood where they were told that they weren't good enough, or they had an experience where they failed at something and they, whatever, that, like, stuck, that kind of developed or snowballed into this fear or apprehension around putting themselves out there, trying new things, or a belief was instilled that they're not good at a specific task or whatever. I wonder, is there, like, a disproportionate amount of, like, weight or stock that gets put into our early experiences, while still acknowledging that it is not fixed indefinitely? You maybe have those connections that incline you to be a certain way because of what you were conditioned early on. Correct. But still knowing that you can change it. Like, we're malleable enough to uproot those bad quote unquote, but, like, beliefs that don't serve us.
Uproot. Yeah, it's interesting. The analogy used to explain, like, the neuroplastic effect of learning and how that influences what's been installed in our software already is difficult for me to paint in my head. Like, I'm imagining that as you grow, you're kind of either building a city, or, just for simplicity, we're building, like, a tower. We're building a castle. And as you grow, the castle's getting bigger and bigger. It's becoming more established. There's way more bricks of experience. And let's say in this instance, we're talking about self-belief and how we view the world in terms of, like, self-esteem, self-efficacy, and our self-identity, and where we stand, and how possible we think things are. So our castle's being formed in this way, and by the time we get to our age, we're 24, our castle is now huge. And so to actually uproot the castle feels like what's another word for incomprehensible? Like, insurmountable task. Yeah, inconceivable task. And maybe it is. But from here now, so we know the castle's built. It's probably easier to first maybe address the things on top. Like, can we change the plans? And can we change the design of the bricks on top? And can we put new flags up? And maybe change the windowsills and the window frames and stuff like that. You could do that. Or, you know, that seems more tackleable than taking the castle completely down and putting it back up. So now what you have is someone who maybe has low self-esteem, but they're trying things and they're building up the wins, they're stacking the wins. And then that kind of approach over time, you could almost go through and imagine finding a derelict castle in real life. you could make that look pretty fancy. You can make a nice hotel out of it if you painted all the bricks. You go through and re-floor it. You go through and remove all the cobwebs and mold, and you put in proper insulating and pipes and stuff like that.
Extension out the back. Like.
Man, 10 years, your castle is ready for guests.
And unrecognisable.
Unrecognisable. You built that castle when you were younger, but now you've renovated it because you have the capacity to renovate it now. So that's what I'm thinking is, it is very hard to uproot those like difficult experiences. And let's say that castle could be super dark. It hasn't seen light in a while. There's spiders everywhere. But you can definitely go in with a torch and do one room at a time or one area at a time. You know what? It's also helpful to have people with you. You get things done way quicker, wouldn't you? And you imagine. And then here's the thing. When you have people who are really good at it, like, you know, your friends who love you are really willing to put in the time and effort.
You got a bricklayer friend over here, you got a fucking painter, you got a carpenter.
Think about this, and then you go to a psychotherapist who is kind of used to people renovating their castles.
They're the project planner. Like,
it really helps you organise your project. But it is you who has to do it.
Fuck. That's brilliant.
So
did you come up with that on the dome, or did you have that preloaded? Like?
No, it's right there.
Man, that's brilliant.
Hell yeah.
You just added a whole extra room onto my castle. Like, I didn't know that was there.
Your castle's pretty big though.
You just fucking put an extension at the back. We had an extra fucking playroom in there.
Yeah, there's a playroom. There's everything in there.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That's what
that
I'm
was amazing.
thinking of.
Man, you are cooking today. You're on fire.
You're throwing it at me. You're throwing the ingredients at me.
Fire,
I'm here with the pan and you're like throwing it at me. I'm like, yeah, here, I'll stir it.
Oh, man, you finished that Masters. You freed up all that mental bandwidth to start just spitting it at me. Man, you were in monk mode when you were working on that Masters. And now you're back on social media. Now
I'm back reading 2 days. It's like, everything's like, that's hilarious.
Oh, that's bad. I can't wait to listen to this one back. I feel like we're cooking up a storm.
Same.
Yeah, Jesus.
That was fun.
That was really fun. Yeah. So basically our brains are kind of plastic and we can shape stuff.
They're pretty plastic.
Yeah.
They're pretty plastic.
Neuroplasticity.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
But like, it's not to say that I don't understand or that I can't empathize with the people who feel as though it's not.
Yeah.
Because of course it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, that castle's rude. Like, that castle's heavy.
Yeah.
And when you try to just go, you can't pick it up. And so it feels like, okay, I can't do this. And it's a big task, you know, when you're starting any project.
You need to know where to start.
You need to know where to start, and you need to, like that, have support. And it's like, even the things I said of like redecorating and renovating, they all take a lot of effort, you know, and time and energy and resources. So
I love that idea as well, because you don't imagine that you can renovate a castle in one day.
No,
you don't imagine you can flick a switch. It kind of gives you that idea that it is a bit of a journey, like that it's going to take some work. It's going to be active. It's going to be something that.
And man, like giving people a bit of leeway and what's a good word for that? Like giving people like room almost, where let's say they are renovating their castle. Their castle isn't new because they can't just flick the switch. So though it's like, you know, it might seem nice, and then there's something that still bothers them and something that they're still insecure about or they lash out about. It's like, it's like their castle is, they've just started
on
renovating.
it. Like, it's still a work in progress.
Give them the benefit of the doubt that like, or the grace that they've made the effort to start renovating now. So like, you know, that maybe that being my view of the world and how people are and see the world is when someone is behaving in a way I don't like, is like that their castle's there. Yeah. So
it's like Luigi's Mansion, like it's a big dark castle.
Whatever castle comes to mind. So
man, I'm gonna be whenever I'm talking to someone, I'm just imagining the castle in their head. I'm like, is this Princess Peach's nice, lovely, flowery castle?
Probably not.
Or is it Luigi's Mansion?
Man, I love that there are some people who do just live in a little like pink castle who are just delighted and all the floors are marshmallow snow. Yeah, I love that. So yeah, just understanding, and then, you know, that's another reason. And the four agreements is like, don't take things personal. It was probably one of the heaviest ones to take from that, because people are living in their own castle, and so if their frame of reference is a very dark, gloomy, unlit, creaky floor, webs everywhere.
They're looking out a stained glass window. Yeah. They're not looking through a pristine window at you.
Yeah, if you were in that frame of reference, you would also not be seeing the world in a very nice light. So they act towards you in a way that you don't like, but their frame of reference, which is that term taken from the book I just read, How Does That Make You Feel, is like trying to enter their frame of reference is night and day in terms of like the difference it will make towards you, because they're not in your frame of reference, and they're also not in your castle. So if your castle's great and they can't see that, they're in their castle, and it doesn't mean their whole castle's bad. Maybe the room they're in right now is bad. You know what I mean?
What an analogy. What an analogy.
Yeah. And then you could almost base that analogy. Man, we should write a book on castles.
Yeah.
But you could almost.
Okay.
Oh, you want to write a book?
I want to write a book.
Okay.
And
yeah,
it was like, I want to write a book. Like, this topic feels compelling.
Yeah.
That I have a lot of ideas on. Like, my favorite book is Four Agreements, and it is this concept of your thoughts shape your beliefs shape your actions shapes your life. That, to me, like, that's like the ground zero. Like, that's the most important thing. Like, that is the most like significant topic. If you can wrap your head around that, I feel like it's the platform for like everything else that you could possibly want to do in your life. Like, if that foundation is, I was gonna say rotten, it feels like a kind of harsh word to use, but if that foundation isn't solid, it's hard to launch off anything from there. If you don't have that kind of self-belief, self-efficacy, strong like identity, it's kind of hard to fucking actualize anything in your life if you can't, like. Man,
I wonder, could we write a book where it alternates chapters from me going like castle on whatever neurological basis, and then you have the next chapter where you're breaking it down in like actionable steps and what to do in your life, and then the next chapter is castle again, and I'm like walking someone through the castle and stuff like that.
Brother,
go back and forth.
We're cooking.
How do you go about writing a book? Like, let's say we did that. Let's say we each wrote 6 chapters, and like it goes back and forth.
Okay.
But then how do you go from book to live?
However you want, right? How do you just do it?
So we have a load of docs. We put them together.
Yeah.
We proofread them. We do all this.
Yeah.
Do we take them to an editor?
You can do that. Advisable. Yeah. You can like self-publish, or you can go to like a publishing house, stuff like that. And okay, this is the thing. This is why this topic is so important to me, is because in my brain, I'm going to write a book. 100% I can write a book.
Yeah.
Why would I not be able to write a book? I can do whatever it is that I put my mind to that is compelling enough to put in the work. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work. Everyone I've listened to says writing a book is like the hardest thing that they've done in their lives, and it takes so much work, and everyone talks about how it takes like 10 times as long as you think it's going to take, and it takes 10 drafts and 5 years to actually get it finalized. I believe I can do whatever it is that I want to do.
So what?
Yeah. So I think that's like so foundational. I wish everyone had that belief. I wish everyone just had the belief that whatever it is I put my mind to, like, I can achieve.
Yeah.
Because without that belief, then it's hard to do anything. Like, that's the foundation that it needs to be built off. If you don't have that, how can you do anything? How can you even entertain a big goal if you don't believe that you could do it? So that's why this is such a big like idea for me. Like, it's such a core thing. I'm like, this is like the center. This is like the core, the essence of life. Like, it's just like the most important thing, I think.
Okay, so let's write a book and just see where it takes us.
Yeah.
Okay, on this topic, and then you can also see that though on the surface our lives might look like they are different meals, different entrees. In reality, it's like a pizza and spaghetti bolognese. It's like, it's still just the bread, the tomato, the cheese, and the meat, whatever. And it's like, we actually both just want to see people access that positivity in their lives, renovate their castle, and have their castle be as pristine as they can make theirs. Everybody's looks different, but have their castle be as good as they can make it. And for everyone to believe that they can do what they put their mind to. We both just want that.
Yeah. Just want to make people feel good. People
isn't that
feel
funny?
happy,
Because our glass is full of that.
Yeah.
We feel please, like, I want everybody else's glass to be full.
Yeah.
And you can even have some of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's overflowing.
Yeah. You get some. Oh, I'm spraying it everywhere.
Whoa, this is getting close. Yeah, that was getting close. I was literally yeah, everybody's getting some.
Yeah. We're cooking something here. This is the beginning.
I wonder, could we call the book like Fill Your Glass First or something?
See? The ideas. Man, he's reading 2 days. 2 days he's been reading. 2 days. Everybody get in the books. I start reading so that when we release our books, then you can
read ours. Yeah. You can start with ours. Don't read yet. Don't read yet.
Man, I'm telling you, this. I feel like we're chipping away at something. Like we're knocking on the door.
Man, I feel like I could type a few chapters in the next while.
Yeah. brother, there's something coming. There's something coming. And it might be 5 years before we release it.
Could be.
But you know, we're cooking it.
It's the kind of thing that I feel like, should someone read this book, combination of our thoughts about filling your glass, renovating your castle, building that self-esteem, would actually have benefit to people reading it. Like the books that we look back on and go, oh yeah, that resonated with me.
Yeah.
This is something that I would love for people to have. So.
Make a resource. Make a system.
Yeah.
Make a system.
Let's system this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your chapters would almost be forming the system. And by the last chapter, it's like this system.
Yeah. Follow these steps to develop.
And each step is a system in and of itself.
Oh, brother, I'm getting... This just lights my fire. This is the type of thing where I'll be waking up at 5 a.m. to be like, I need to write something. I need to write some chapters on this.
Relight my fire, your love is my only desire.
Yeah.
That kind of thing?
Yeah. Oh, bam.
So
that'll be the name of one of the chapters.
there you go.
But that's... Okay, so say from like the carousels that I've been making. People are reading out and being like, oh, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and ideas. That's just a nugget. That's not even a nugget. That's like it's a crumb. It's a morsel.
Crumb of a nugget.
It's a morsel of the ideas that are going on up here.
Yeah.
Imagine when we have a 300-page book. A book.
Big
Man,
book.
A 9-hour-long audiobook. 9 hours are the kind of the best ones. Sometimes I come across an audiobook that's 4 or 5 hours. Good. But a 9-hour one? Sometimes I come across a 20-hour one and I'm like, okay, you need to cut half of that.
You're waffling, pal.
You're a loser, man.
Dog.
Nah, I'm kidding.
I wonder...
Thinking Fast and Slow. Great book. Like
But fucking very slow. He's thinking slow. Do more than thinking fast. You're thinking way too slow.
I was on 3.5 times speed and I was like, fuck me, man. Oh, over and over and over. You're giving me maths fucking stats stuff. I'm going, okay, keep it, right? Keep it, Daniel Kahneman. Okay, I don't need it. Like, you were saying he's like the founding father of that, like System 1, System 2 thinking.
System 1, System 2.
Yeah, it was good, like. But man, first 3 chapters you got it. Like you don't need the rest.
Yeah, man. It gives us a synopsis, pal. Like,
fuck. Yeah, you said you read like the summaries of it.
Yeah.
Wish I did that.
We both know the same thing now, yeah, that's a tough one. That's like what, the 70s though? Yeah, like he was probably thinking, he was on the typewriter. He was like, I'm thinking fast. Because he was fucking,
There's another book, Beyond Infinity, that was on like theoretical physics and like the nature of knowledge.
Killed you.
It was so interesting, but like some chapters I was like hanging on for dear life, trying to wrap my head around it. It was like mind bending, that book. Really good. So like, to be exposed to that.
Have you read Hitchhiker's Guide to the...
No, but I've seen it recommended.
What's it about?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's on that kind of similar vein.
But it's like life as well. Like it's about life, right? Will I look it up?
Yeah, do look it up. Because I have heard it, but I think something put me off it. I think I read a review somewhere that put me off it, that I was like, okay, maybe it doesn't... It's not one that will be high, like return on investment for me at the moment. Do you have it?
What's the main point? 2 human beings who survived the Earth's senseless destruction, their adventures in space and time while attempting to discover meaning in life. Get out of here.
Yeah. I think it, for whatever reason, I came across it and it didn't seem like it was going to be something that I needed to read right now.
What? It's not what I thought it was going to be.
No. There was a...
Centering on the adventures of the only man to survive the destruction of Earth.
Yeah.
While roaming outer space, he comes to learn the truth behind Earth's existence.
Interesting concept, maybe. Yeah. Maybe we'll get... If
someone tell us about it.
Yeah, if it's under 9 hours, I can get it done on 3.5 times speed, okay? Because even on 3.5 times speed, it's a big time investment, like.
How much time is that?
A few hours, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2.5.
Yeah. That was good. Math, or it's just you have that number ready.
Okay, do you know what my mum actually gave out to me?
What?
She was like, why do you keep pretending like you're bad at maths?
Yeah, I bet you're good at maths.
Yeah. I got a H2 in the leaving. Like, I'm not bad at it. Like, but remember I was saying to you last time, I need to see it. I need to write something.
Yeah.
Doing it in my head for some reason.
Yeah.
And then my sisters were like, are you one of them people who can't like picture something in your head? And I don't know. I don't think so. They were like, oh, try picture an orange in your head. And I don't know. Okay, when I tell you to try picture an orange in your head, can you see an orange?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because I don't think I can.
Really?
I know I get the feeling of an orange, but I don't think I could see an orange.
There's a word for that.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
But and do you know that thing Pharrell has, like
Anesthesia?
is that what it's called? I don't know if that's what it's called. I might be fucking it up and confusing it with something else. But he like, the way they describe it is like, you like feel music, or you like see colors when you're listening to music. Like that kind of, you have like your sensory processing is like, there's loads of different areas firing at one time. That's fascinating. I wish I had that.
Yeah. I feel like you can give yourself that, no?
Yeah. Yeah, you probably can.
Yeah, there's other people. I know other people who also can't like visualize
the
things.
picturing thing.
Yeah.
So I find that. So my mum gave out. She was like, "Stop doing." She's like, "Every time you say that in the podcast, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?"
I see a pen and paper, Mom.
Yeah.
You can do anything with a pen and
Yeah,
paper.
she was giving out to me. She was giving out to me for pretending like I'm bad at maths.
Man, isn't that funny though? Like, just bringing it right back to like the nurturing of self-belief. It's like your mom actually got mad at you for saying you couldn't do something.
Yeah.
Because you can.
Yeah.
Or if you can't right now, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. She's giving the example of she's doing like a job interview for like, I can't remember what it was, but there was one, like you have to do some like aptitude kind of test in like a lot of time period, and she was like, "Andrew, how do you do this?"
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Oh really?
and then she got through, like she got offered the job and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the turbo autism came out for that one. Like,
You
I had to
know,
break it out.
Have you ever seen, I know you haven't been on socials in the last while, but he's been around years, Trent? Have you seen Trent? He's
What
like,
does he do?
must be our age or older.
Yeah.
Autistic, doesn't really talk,
Yeah.
but when they're like, "Can you draw us like a lion hugging a crocodile?" He's like, and like will immediately have the drawing done, like perfect, with no like pencils, like with a marker, he just knows the outline.
Okay, I don't know if I can go into like a theory. It's not a theory. Again, a theory makes it sound too specific. I think I heard it from Shane Gillis. He was joking that America,
Theory from Shane. Okay, go.
that America is trying to make more autistic people so they can like weaponize them, so that they can like fight
He's
off.
really good at this.
They can like make like nuclear weapons and shit. They're like putting stuff in the water that like makes more autistic people, so that they're like Rain Man and supercharged.
No.
So theory. I don't know if I call it a theory.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was a joke.
It's a. What's the difference between a theory and a conspiracy?
Yeah.
It's really easy.
A conspiracy theory. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And very interesting. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He opened for Zach Bryan concert.
Yeah.
Like, that's hilarious.
That's ridiculous. Apparently, we don't like Zach Bryan though. I think
Yeah, that's what all the comments were.
Yeah, he like abusing his girlfriend. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know the story. Maybe we're perpetuating.
someone tell us. Was he an asshole or was he abusive?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if it was the latter,
yeah. Cancelled.
yeah.
Cancelled.
Then it brings up the whole like, a lot of people still listen to Michael Jackson music. Is he too dead to cancel him? Like,
Oh my god.
is he like too far gone? Like if it's active, people want to say, "I'm not supporting you because you do this stuff." Whereas if it's like,
Yeah, I don't think anyone's
you're gone.
At the same time, I don't think anyone's running back like the Jimmy Savile TV programs. I don't think anyone's chucking that on at Christmas. Like Jimmy Savile's greatest hits. Like he's gone. He's long gone. Why is his?
Oh,
his not. Accepted?
well, I'm pretty sure he like, he was like, you see, it's like the
Nickelodeon.
No, here's what happened. Wait, we'll get on to nickel feet, whatever, right? The Michael Jackson stuff, it's as though because he's dead, the schema that people had for him is not being updated. Yeah. Whereas if he was alive, people replace, "Oh, I love this singer," with "he's a pedo." Where people...
Do we know 100%? Like I watched the documentary and I think...
Man,
But
I
is it,
heard
like,
awful
confirmed?
things.
Yeah.
I both heard that was true, but then I also heard people saying they're only trying to get money out of him. So I don't know. I'm not buying.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, I heard some crazy stuff about Nickelodeon as well.
Oh,
It's
the
Nickelodeon
stuff
that
and the
surely-
splunk and
yeah.
stuff. Man, they used to do an award show where they'd get drowned and splurred, like covered in it.
Insane. And they got like, the producer got one of the like child stars like pregnant or something, made her report
What?
it. Yeah. Do you remember the Amanda Bynes show?
No.
So she just had like the Amanda show or something it was called, I think.
The blonde girl
Yeah, I think she was.
from iCarly, no?
No.
No.
No. It was kind of like a little bit before that. Anyway, apparently he
It was around that time though.
yeah, he like got her pregnant and then she had to abort it. And
fuck?
if you look her up now, she's like, do you know the way like Brittany kind of had an episode and she got treated awful and is, I don't know the polite like way to phrase it. She's like not doing great. Neither is Amanda Bynes.
Yeah,
Crazy.
trauma, man.
Man, how did we go down this fucking avenue?
insane.
No, this podcast went from the amazing building the castle and now we're talking about
Well, look,
Pete.
that's why we have to write a book, because it won't go off track. People won't get caught up.
Man, what if we just put a bonus chapter in there? Just
Rating the 10 worst people we could think of.
oh,
Yeah.
man,
there's
what's
some
going
weird
on in
stuff.
their castle?
Oh, there's some
You
fucking...
got a playroom. Anyway.
They got a basement and shit. Let's clear out their castle. Their castle needs to be fumigated. Psychotherapist needs to wear a
It's
mask.
the fucking FBI. Doof, 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 doof.
That's what's in their castle.
Oh, but
That's a tricky one though. Like,
this is Chris Hansen
man.
and you're on to Catch a Predator.
I just came over to eat pizza. What you didn't, man? You drove 4 hours to meet a 14-year-old girl. You fucking got shy. Don't tell me about the eat pizza.
Oh, fuck.
That
How did
stuff's
we... Man, what's the
crazy.
title of this podcast going to be? Fucking Pedo. Like,
Pedo Castle?
Right.
Probably not.
What are you grateful for today?
Not being a pedo.
Yeah.
Not having life build my castle that is
Yeah.
like
That way inclined.
has like sweets in the window and all.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was reading a good book on status and about how like a lot of this is a crazy tangent to go down as well. But a lot of like killers and like serial killers and stuff went through significant periods in their life where they were like shamed.
Yeah.
Like people, like their parents shaming them, their parents like abusing them, like that kind of incel stuff of like women not liking them, and then they develop all this like kind of fucked up stuff for like school shooters and things like that who were like shamed or like ostracized from the community, and how like the negative implications of shame and being perceived that we are like at the bottom rung of the social hierarchy and we are like low status, how that is like extremely damaging to our psyche and kind of how we interact with the world around us. Like status being taken away from us. Interesting. An interesting idea.
Very interesting. I'd say the psychology of murder and intense crime is particularly interesting. I had like a brief module on it where we cover things like psychopathy and the law and everything like that. But did someone tell me the show Mindhunters is about? I haven't watched it.
I've watched it. Yeah.
Oh,
it's good.
tell me a bit. Like, what's the premise?
I think it's the guy who's like interviewing the like these different serial killers and like hearing their story and
To like gather information about to
who
further
they are and
inform.
why they did that kind of idea.
That's an interesting job, first and foremost. Rotten to hear all the stories, but to formulate almost like a
What is the
database of
what connections do they have?
and then you could almost use that to predict, like if people are committing these crimes, they're more dangerous than other people.
You always hear that, like people who are like killing animals.
Yeah.
That's always like a huge predictor. Like there's that commonality.
It's like a combination of a lack of empathy and curiosity about death.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
one of the in the book that they were exploring, like the status, they were talking about. I think his name was Ed Kemper.
Okay.
He was a serial killer in
Sounds like
America. I think basically they were exploring how his mum used to like shame him and abuse him and like lock him in a closet and stuff like that. And he just developed this hatred towards women. And he started by like killing like college girls, but then like, okay, this is a crazy topic. I won't go into too much because they gave detail that's like not appropriate, but he like killed his mum, he killed his granny and his granddad, and then like did stuff with their bodies.
Mutilated.
Yeah, crazy shit like that. But, and not that you can like tie it all back to like he was shamed as a kid and he was kind of made feel weird and whatnot. But they talked about that when he was younger. And he kind of attributes a lot of it to that. How he was treated when he was a child and how he grew up, and he was always abused and told he was a weirdo and a freak and he would never, no woman would ever love him and things of that nature.
I do know that a lot of, say, like intense, extreme crimes, like not kind of like manslaughter and stuff like that, but we're talking premeditated serial murder and other crimes, are usually associated with like intense trauma from childhood. So psychologists in the prison service are dealing with people who both have done horrendous things and have experienced horrendous things. That's a job.
Yeah,
That's a
they're
big.
fucking. That's a castle that you need a fucking.
That's a.
That's a tough job. Like
That's a crazy job.
Yeah.
That's like a haunted castle, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they are living a nightmare. Both they experienced it and now they're like expressing it outwardly.
Yeah.
Nasty. But like there it is. Like the castle analogy could still be used of like if they're afraid to walk around every corner or they expect every room to be filled with like horrendous things. It's like that's what they're living their life through.
Yeah.
Now.
Their lens is totally jacked up.
Fucked. Yeah, crazy. I wonder, is there like jobs where you can, like Mindhunter, but can be never like separate to murder and crime, but is there companies that would hire you, like say big companies, Google, to do research? I'm sure there is, yeah, obviously there is, but to do like very forward research where they would like bring you to places to like interview people and put that information together. Probably like gather, like build a database of like customers who buy these products for us or whatever.
Yeah,
probably.
I believe so. Fuck. It's been a fascinating.
Fascinating, yeah. Very. Lots
I
of
love
ideas
that
explored.
castle analogy. I'm gonna have that forever.
Use it, but maybe we do just write it now, man.
Yeah.
Like, all like say those few hours when you have ideas in the morning, would you put like 30 minutes into writing?
Yeah.
Maybe writing would be good.
Yeah.
Because it is using the ideas, and then maybe what we could do over the next like couple of weeks is like write for a couple 30-minute periods a week, and then we could come back to each other and say like, here's what we have broken down. Yeah. I'll see what I can formulate from the castle.
Yeah. We'll brainstorm. Remember we sat down before and fucking shared Google Doc and just try hammer out a framework. Because once you have a framework of the chapters of the natural sequence or the system of how you'd want to explore it, what is the most like baseline understanding that we would need to build from to then layer on the complexity from that to understand this. What's the through line? What is the common idea that we want someone to come away with at the end? So on. Yeah. Okay. Read some books on authorship, on storytelling, on whatnot. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I like that.
Let's do it.
I like that.
All right. Any other things you want to cover before we go?
I think that's pretty good. Oh, you're fucking going away. You're competing this weekend.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Good. Last week, well, it was maybe a worthwhile experience talking about. Last week, I did kind of like inadvertently my last heavies, and then my body was just like, there was like some external stress, but then also just like compounded so much volume over such a long period of time, and this block was pretty long, and we had timed it so that going into the comp I had said I would do like my last heavy triples, and then the Saturday would be like my single session that I normally do, because that has worked in the past. But what we didn't really consider is that that worked in the past off the back of very light blocks because of my adductor, and then this time the last few blocks it's been like this high threshold volume where I'm like hitting volume PBs all the time. So this is actually off the back of the most work I've ever done. Yeah. So for me to hit a high fatigue point sooner than planned makes sense. Right. Yeah. So there's no panic, though obviously initially I'm fighting these feelings of like, fuck's sake, I'm too tired now, I'm not going to be ready, I'm going to be so beat up. It's like Adam was like, no, it would be weird for us to expect any other feeling than feeling beat up. But what also comes with this increased fatigue is pretty high preparedness too. So what we have to do right now is like balance maintaining preparedness. We'll still squat on next week, and we'll still try to get the most, maintain as much preparedness as we can while dropping fatigue. So volume will be pretty low, and then just go in. Like, no, I'm prepared. I might still feel a little bit beat. That's okay too, and I'll just do my best anyway. And I'm pretty sure my best when I'm fatigued is probably still fine. But also realistically, now that the volume will taper off a little bit, I'll be fine, be fresh. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to being there and just lifting. Fly home early the next morning though, which isn't too enticing.
Yeah, that's tough.
But it is what it is. And
are you far from the airport? Do you know?
For some reason the public transport came up like 2 hours away, but it was like a 40-minute drive. Okay. And then I seen somewhere someone mentioned in the group chat there's a shuttle to and from. So
just pay for that.
Pay for that and be fine. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
And then so rather than like a long trip like we may have gotten the last few times we've been away, it's more like a get in, lift, get out. which is fine. Still spend time with good people
Yeah.
and have fun lifting. And Adam will be there. It's always fun. I'm like, I don't even know what numbers we want to do. I'm just going to let him choose them.
Yeah.
And then that kind of gets us to nationals. This is like a, you know, we've done a ton of volume, express a little bit of strength, but it's not like I've, you know, tapered in with singles. And then keep building internationals. Going away in like 2 weeks. Looking forward to that.
Yep.
That feels like the holiday after the comp. And just lots going on right now. That's super fun in my life. So that's the deal. That's the dealio.
Amazing. Well, good luck, brother.
Thank you so much.
I'll be watching.
Yeah, you will.
I'll be
Yeah, you
cheering.
will.
I'll be shouting
Yeah,
at the
you
telly.
You'll be making all sorts of noises. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, you're looking strong.
Thanks.
It's been really fun to live like vicariously through you, throwing around big heavy weights.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Nice.
Yeah. In my head, it's just you're always strong. You know what I mean? Yeah. Gonna just keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep tipping away. Keep building up that volume. Feeling pretty strong. So.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah. Also, I was given the Irish University national team head coach position. The Irish Powerlifting Federation selected me. I don't know when I'm going to
So
post
cool.
this. Just
So fun.
leave
Yeah,
this in
it's
at the
there.
end. I don't know
Yeah.
when I'm supposed to say it
The
or
next
not.
pod, we'll probably have more
Yeah.
to say on it.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
cool thing.
Yeah.
So I'll be head coach of the TUD, the University Powerlifting team here, and then the
Yeah.
Irish University team as a whole.
Hell yeah.
And okay, I looked it up. Someone correct me. Like I was looking at the comps next year, and I think it's in China. I think
yeah.
University Worlds is in China, the University Cup. So anyway, that'll be interesting.
That'd be really interesting. A really cool trip.
Yeah.
You'd almost have to like book a week after it
Yeah.
or something to explore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for
Yeah.
watching and listening. If you enjoyed, please rate us 5 stars on Spotify. All that good stuff. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.